Put you on the spot there.
I'm not telling anyone I liked him. Next question.
Yeah. You're coming off the back of another successful All-Ireland campaign with the Dubs, but now it's all about the club. Is it enjoyable linking back up with your St Vincent's teammates?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, the lads have put in so much work. I know we've been very successful over the last couple of years. We've had a manager change, so it's kind of a new voice in the dressing room. Lads are chomping at the bit to get back and try to retain the Dublin senior title.
They're a very highly motivated group, and they've grown significantly in the last four or 5 years, been together as a group, and winning 3 of the last 4 Dublin championships has led to them being quite concentrated and quite together as a group. In a lot of respects, they're about setting their own standards and setting their own culture and tradition.
Look, it's very player driven around here, and look, guys show focused, do go through our routine and prepare as best we can for the game.
How much of a role in the community does St Vincent's play?
It's the epicentre of what happens in the Marino locality, that Dublin 5, Dublin 9 area, Dublin 3 area even. But yeah, like I mean, I can even remember growing up here, coming down, and like everybody just met in the club. This was before mobile phones. Hurl or football in your hand, and all your mates met in the car park and came down, poked the ball around for the day, and yeah, it's a huge part of the community.
It's fair to say Vinnies would have always played kind of an entertaining, attacking style of play. Is that something that you want to hone in on and instill in this crop of players you're in charge of?
To me, it's fairly simple, and I would witness that it's complicated by various commentators and analysts from time to time, but I think that we all in the club realise that the basics and the history of the club is that we endeavour as simply as possible to score more than the opposition, and that as long as it's at least 1 point, well, that's the simplest way to go about it.
Heffa had a great saying, by 1 point or more, and I think that rings true to today. I mean, look at the All-Ireland final with Dublin, 1 point or more, and you know, you come out on top. So yeah, look, the game has evolved a little bit since probably Brian has played, and he knows that, but it's still a simple game played. You can play it well when it's played simply, and I think, yeah, we do look on paper like we're a flair attack-minded football team, but we're pretty assured at the back as well.
For you personally, you're coming into the match in great form, not only from the football quarter-final, but you continued your scoring form with 4 points against Craven, the hurling. Hurling's always been close to your heart.
Look, I don't play hurling very often. I should play a little bit more. I'd love to play a little bit more, but it's just the demands of the Dublin setup. You can't risk an injury going out and playing hurling, or again, you can't risk an injury going out and playing too many games either. It's not as if I'm 21 anymore. So yeah, no, I really enjoy coming back to the hurling team, and look, if we're going to add anything, like I said, I'll do a job. I'm not going to be their scorer chief, or I'm not going to win games with them. But I said I'll do a job if I can.
I know you won an under-21 title with Dublin in hurling, but might we ever see you hurl for the Dublin senior panel?
You know, I'm 30 this year. To start going back, like I mean, I would in my mind's eye, I probably would have been able to do it if I went and picked hurling at 20, 21 years of age. But I went the other way and picked football. So I think that ship has sailed.
You've won All-Ireland titles with Dublin, but is it more special winning a club title with people you would have grown up with?
The club competition, as it is a very, very good competition. I always believe that it rates and should rate very highly on the GAA calendar, because it's about the clubs, it's about the communities, and the prospect of being able to get to the top and get to St Patrick's Day and play in Croke Park for your club, that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
You do have a special connection with the club. I mean, we're only lent out to the Dublin setup for as many years as you can play. It's a massive honour to be representing your own club for Dublin. But I mean, the club is where it all starts, and it's where it all finishes. I mean, I went to school. A lot of these guys, I've looked up to a lot of these guys on the team, like the likes of Brian Mullins and these lads. I've watched them playing when they were playing their careers with Dublin and with Vincents. But to win a Dublin County title for the first time in 2007 with the club was probably one of the best moments of my sporting career.
St Vincent's GA has been in your life for the best part of 50 years. What does a club mean to you?
A place that daily, weekly I'm involved with, and great friends here, and it's part of my life. So I can't say that it's the most important part of my life, but it's one of a number of things that are very important to me, and I hope that that'll always be the case.
Means something you can rely on. You know, a lot of people around the place will always have your back. And similar, I would always have anyone's back here. Someone had a great saying, it's like the mafia. Once you get in, you can't get out. But yeah, that's the sort of, it's nearly like family, you know. That's the sort of the feeling you get around the place.
Could you imagine your life without the club?
It'd be very hard to, yeah. It'd be very hard to. And I think even when I stopped playing, I'd like Brian and like a lot of ex players, I think we'll get involved at some level in the future, hopefully.